First joined by Coach Wirth. Coach, thanks so much for joining us. Right now, you guys are 15-20, but the good thing about this league is every team makes the playoffs. So what's kind of the mentality going into this year's playoffs, which is 3 days away?
Well, at this point in the year, I mean, we're not going to make excuses. We make adjustments, especially from the coaching side of things and the leadership with the Aces. I think I've got some great leaders, some guys that are local, the guys that have been around this program for a couple years now. So we're going to rely on the leaders and hope that they can carry us. And we also have some reinforcements on the pitching staff that feel good about going into the first round of the playoffs and the rest of the season. So we're not too concerned with what our record looks like right now. We're more concerned with competing with high energy every night, which I think that we're doing a pretty good job of doing that, even through some of the ups and downs of the season. So we're ready to be in that single elimination, one and done type of setting because I think we're going to thrive in that setting.
Of course, you guys, a two-man coaching staff. How's that been this year?
Well, working with Ethan Keipel, we have a great relationship because he played for me at Frostburg State in 2024, and then he coached with me in 2025 there as well too. So we are able to bounce ideas off of each other really well. Same way we did with the player-coach relationship, and now with him working with the pitchers, we're able to discuss things in-game, pre-game, post-game, and you have to be able to have coaches on your staff that you can trust and are honest and are going to have your back in all those moments. And Ethan is perfect for me.
And Coach Wirth, also being one of the youngest coaches in the league, what's that been like this year?
Well, my age, isn't really on my mind much, especially during the daily processes of a season or in my professional life either. It's more about a mentality of trying to bring high energy to a group of players and trying to create a positive environment and impact those guys' lives. And I think the competition, I love to compete, and I'd love to compete if I was, one of the oldest coaches in the league or one of the youngest coaches in the league. And even though it's my first year here in the Ripken League, I'm trying to show that I can bring that consistent energy for the players because they're not used to playing every single day, and that can wear on them and the mental fatigue. So they need to look to have a consistent presence, and I try to provide that for them in the dugout.
Yeah, and also on your left forearm here, can you kind of explain this tattoo and what it means to you?
Yeah, so it reads, "Don't lose your happiness on the pursuit for more." It's a quote that I'd had on my wall probably 10 years ago, and I'd looked at it every day, and I tried to live it as well. I think in the college coaching atmosphere, if that's something that people choose to pursue, you're always getting pulled in different directions, and at times, you're applying for jobs and you're trying to get to reach your highest potential. Much like in player development, I'm trying to make sure that these players are reaching their highest potential. So you're always trying to seek out an opportunity that you can learn and continue to grow as a coach professionally. But at the same time, I'm very player driven. Relationships with players mean everything to me. So it's hard for me to, especially in the middle of a year, because a lot of times the college coaching hiring cycle will either happen, May, August, or unfortunately in January. And I've had some job opportunities in the middle of a year that for me is just very difficult to turn my back on players that I've worked really hard with and have invested so much time and energy and effort, and are also super coachable and are willing to do the things that I ask them to do, because it's about creating those relationships and making sure that we're putting those players in a position that they're going to succeed in life after baseball.
And pitching yesterday, Jack Rucker, a really good quality start. The pitching staff, how important is that to get them going as the playoffs come up?
We've got to have good starts. We've got to get off to a good start because I think that type of ability to attack the zone early in counts keeps the defense engaged. And we know that offensively we're one of the top teams in the league. So we know that we're going to have an opportunity to, with our philosophy of being strong within the last 12 outs of the ball game, we're going to have a chance to fight late. So if our starter gives us good 4 or 5 innings, we know that we're going to have a good chance to win. And then I've got a few guys in the bullpen that want the ball every single night. So I know that if I turn the ball over to guys like Braxton Vacker, Will Vieira, Brody Shawn, I'm never hesitant to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much, and good luck in the rest of the season.
All right, cool.